Hello everyone, welcome to November's Lead Code Challenge, and today's question is numbers at most n given digit set. The question says you are given a set that contains digits in it, and you are given another number n. You need to count the number of permutations that are possible using that digit set that are less than or equal to the number that is given to you. For example, in this, the digits are as follows: 1, 3, 5, 7, and n is given to you as 100. So there are 20 numbers that are possible that will be less than or equal to 20. If you can pick any uh, digit from this digit set, so the numbers are as follows: 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 15, 17, and till up to 77. The first probable solution for this question would be a recursive solution, a backtracking solution. I tried solving it by backtracking, then I realized I'm getting the TLE exception, time limit exceeded exception, and hence I need to think of some other way out to solve this problem. The solution that I'm going to propose now is not very intuitive in nature. If you have not done it in the past, it will be slightly tricky for you to think it on the spot during interviews. So let me go through the slideshow that I have created. Numbers at most n given digit set, and the algorithm is absolute maths. So if you're good at maths or can think in terms of mathematical expressions, the solution will be very simple for you. You just need to think differently from the regular way we think during interviews. So let's take an example here. You are given a set of three of digits with 3, 5, and 4 in it, and you are given a number which is 676. So you need to count all permutations that can be generated with numbers that can be generated using this digit set, and you need to return that count. So the first thing that you're going to do is you need to count the number of digits in n. So in this case, it's 3. And let's go back to class 10th and 11th and see how can we use that knowledge here. So any number that is of digit 1 or 2 will be always less than this number, because the number of digits are less than that of the given number n. So we need to count that case upfront. So you need to count the number of digits in n, that is 3, and you need to count the number of digits in your data set, and hence that becomes the power of uh, the power for that expression. And 3 raised to power 1 you'll add, because you can pick any number out of this, then you can pick any two digit number out of this, and hence you added 9 here. So 3 plus 9 gives you 12. So that means first 3 out of 3, 5, 4 signifies the first part, and for the second part is something like this: 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 4. The way you used to solve it in permutation and combination logics. Then 5, 3, 5, 5, and 5, 4. And the last one is 4, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 4. So these 9 numbers signifies this part of the problem, the second part of the solution. And in totality, this gives me 12. And we are done with all the numbers that are up to 2 digits that can be generated using this data set. Now let's talk about the 3-digit number. If we go with the same logic, then it may exceed this number. The possible numbers may exceed this number, and we need to think a little more to get that answer. So what we are going to do is we will compare the first digit of your maximum number with 3, the first digit of your data set. If in case this is the dataset number is less than your digit number, that means you have selected you have fixed the position uh, of 3 in your answer set, and now you can generate or you can choose any number for the next two positions, and this the total number of permutations that are possible is 9. Next, let's go iterate through all the digits in your dataset. Now you compare 6 with 5. Now it is less than this. That means you have fixed the position of the first digit as 5, and you can generate permutations for the rest of the two digits, which will be equivalent to 9. And then you again compare with 6 with 4. That gives you 9 again, and that's you're done. In totality, this will give you 27, and if you add this and this data and part of your answer, 12 plus 27 gives you 39, which is the correct answer. Now let's go through the other example that I have stated. So the case where there is a matching character 354 and 376. So let's talk about the base case first. For the sum of one digit number or two digit number would be 12, as we have discussed in the previous part. And now let's talk about the other part. How are you going to go about this? The For the three digit numbers, we will compare this and this, and in this case this becomes equal, so we have to make sure that this position is fixed. So we have made this position fixed, and we'll move ahead in our array, and now comes 7, and we'll compare 3 with 7. So it is less, so you can fill in any position at x here. So you have chosen 3 again because this is 3, and the answer permutations, and for the digits part, anything can be chosen out of these three values, hence you get 3. You move ahead, and you move ahead in your digits array, and you compare it with 5, 7 with 5. So 35 becomes fixed this time, and now again you can choose, it's still less, you can choose any value, and hence becomes 3. And now you again compare it with 4, so 34 becomes fixed, and for the units parts you can choose any value and gives you 3 again. So this gives you 9. So 9 plus 12 is equal to 21, which is your answer for this data problem. There is one part, so this is how we are going to go about this. The other thing that I want to talk is, how do you calculate how many permutations are possible. So you will be exploiting the value of I here. So as we like in this case I is 0, and you have to use the power of the second power of there are two places that are to be filled in your number. So what you're going to do is, you'll calculate this length minus I minus 1. So this length minus I minus 1 will give you the power value that is to be used here. And how will you calculate the actual value? The number of digits in a data set. So digit count, D count, will give you this power of this. So let's code it up quickly. There's one case that is left. I'll be talking about that in the coding section. So let's convert the number into a string. So string nstr equals to n plus empty character, and let me just count the number of the length of the string. N length equals to n str dot length, and let me just count the number of digits. Number of digits equal to digits dot length, and let me just define a variable total that will store our answer. Let's calculate the first part of the solution. Integer I equals to 1. I is less than n length I plus plus, and total plus equals to maths.pow number of digits comma I. So that will help us include all the possible numbers that are just less than the total length of the uh, total length of n. And we are done with here. We are done with x x x x x x cases up to the last length, and for the last length we'll be doing it here. Integer I equals to 0, I is equal to n length I plus plus, and for uh, string d of digits, let me just call it digit, and if digit dot char at 0 is less than nstr dot char at I, that means it's a valid case, then total plus equals to math dot pow a number of digits comma n length minus I minus 1 as I discussed, and you can return total from here. So this solution will pass few cases. I'll add few more lines there and I'll explain them too. So we are good for this default case. Uh, I've taken a variable here hash same number that is equal to false. We initialize to false for every iteration of I, and while iterating through this array, this digits array, if you don't find a similar number, that means that all the elements in the digits are less than the current n string character that is being compared, and you have added them the appropriate number of times as per this logic, and you need to abort the process. Therefore, I have written if hash same number is not true, is still false, that means you need to abort the process and you have counted all the possible permutations. For the other case where the digits of the character becomes equal to the nth character in n string, that means that you need to skip that character and move ahead in your for loop. We are doing the same thing here. I initialize that variable, set this variable has same number to true, and that means you need to move ahead and so that this condition becomes false, and then continue iterating to the next character in the n string number. And there's one particular case that I want to talk about. For example, there is you have the current ith element becomes equal to n length minus 1. That means that all the characters that are present in your that is present in n is also present in the digits t. So in that case, you miss out one character. You need to explicitly add increment the total to 1. That will happen only once. So that's one of the corner case that you need to think of. You can take this example. For example, the number is 3 comma 4. The digits array is this, and the number is 4. So there the answer should be 2, not 1. Hence the answer should be 2, not 1. Hence we need to think. Hence we are doing this by this logic. Thanks for watching the video.